Come on. You know, after Drew talks, everybody turns off the TV. Fine.
First question's from Jeff Duncan.
Well, Kim, I'm going to ask you about Drew. I mean, look, you've played with that guy a long time, your whole career. What was your reaction when you heard he couldn't go in the second half and had to pull himself out?
Drew knows his body, and you know, and our team, we've overcome a lot of things, a lot of adverse situations. This is not one of them. This is something that we trust Drew in knowing his body, and if he says he's not going to be effective, then we'll leave it at that. We also have Jameis Winston. We also have Taysom Hill. We also have Mike Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders healthy. You know, and the way our defense was playing, you know, we love our team. If one of our leaders can't go, the next man up will go. And, you know, we still have AK and Mike Thomas. I mean, our depth and talent is huge right now.
Next question's from Nick Underhill.
Kim, it seemed like you guys did a really good job against them in all areas on defense. Are they a good test for some of those fundamentals and stuff you guys are working to get on point, which is the way they design their offense and all the moving parts?
So the question was?
Are they a good test for the fundamentals and just the eye discipline and all the stuff you guys have been talking about for weeks about getting on point? Do they test those things as well as anybody just with how their offense is designed?
I feel like they almost had to test the eye discipline this week. I mean, when it comes down to it, they did a lot of shifts, a lot of motions, all the smoke and mirrors that you're going to see. But we came down and we played our ball. And when we play our defensive style, we play our ball. It's hard to win against us. I mean, for all the pressures, if you're not gonna drop to, you know, 7 yards, or at least have a 5-yard drop, if you're gonna stay at 3 and just try and get quick and outs, you're gonna pay for it. And I think our defense took advantage where we were supposed to.
Next question's from Amy Just.
Between last week and this week, y'all have given up one touchdown. Just how important is that, especially right now?
Week in, week out, what's important to us is getting this win. And when you talk about how we come together as a defense, how special teams have created turnovers, how, you know, our team has rode for each other. You talk about how, you know, Traquan takes a hit over the middle that, in my mind, is targeting or whatever it is. Our team rallies around each other. We're a family, and our family bond is strong. So as long as we get the win, all that other stuff is for debate, I guess.
Next one's from Nick Underhill.
Kim, can you just, I don't know, comment on the impact that David Onyemata seems to have every single week? It seems like he's playing really, really well.
Monster in the middle? Yeah. Once he gets started up, I try and tell people, I'm like, that's a lot of rage and a lot of power that's in the middle. I was like, if you start that engine, just know that Hemi can go. He got all types of power. And, you know, we do our best to just play off of each other. When he starts going, though, once he starts getting to talking and you start seeing the veins go here, it's not anybody who can really get in front of him.
Next one's from Amy Just.
Yeah, a question of a similar vein, but about DeMario. I mean, he was everywhere today, and, you know, usually is, but 12 plus tackles, I think it was. Just how important is he, too, with everything?
I mean, when you have the defense rolling the way you are, I mean, if the quarterback steps down 7 yards, Trey's on the right side, I'm on the left side, David is putting pressure up the middle, you got double D, and now, you know, you add in Quan. I mean, guys are coming at it downhill at a fast pace, and you're seeing product. I mean, when you talk about double D had a sack and poor running back was in his way. That collision was always going to be in double D's favor. When the way he covers ground, I mean, he's hybrid for a reason. I love the way the defense is playing. The shots that we're taking, I mean, we could have had 2 more interceptions today. Double D should have had 1. I mean, he would have had 12 tackles, a sack, you know, a PBU, and an interception if his hands was a little stronger. We're gonna get his right script right.
Next one's from Nick Underhill.
Just taking it back to David, like the switch that you mentioned with the veins popping out and everything, he's like the lowest talker in the world and seems like a really subdued guy in regular life. So where does that switch come from with him when he's out there?
I don't know. We have a D-line joke that, you know, he's a whole king of a village somewhere back home. But when he gets on the field, once them traps raise, it's usually over for folks.
Next one's from Doug Mouton.
Would you say you're happy with the way the defense is playing overall these last 2 weeks?
We're stopping the run at a high rate. We're getting after the passer. With pressures will eventually start turning to sacks if quarterbacks actually decide to do regular drops.
All right, that wraps it up. Thanks, Cam.
Yeah.